When it comes to value approach to high horology, collectors often look to independent watchmakers like this to find a bargain. And although this watch comes in at around the same price as a brand new Rolex Submariner, it's the fine artisanal craft of independent watchmaking that is highly sought after these days by collectors. And just by looking under the hood of this watch, you can see why. Now a few days ago, I was wearing my Black Bay 58, and my wife saw it and she said, "That's a much nicer looking watch than the one you were wearing before." And I said, "Which watch was I wearing before? Because I tend to swap out several watches throughout the day." And she responded, "That black and white one, that Habring, it's atrocious." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "It doesn't look good, the colouring is off." And I said, "Honey, it's black and white, what do you mean?" And she said, "Yeah, those two circles in the middle of the watch, they stand out, they're an eyesore." And it's about this time I realised I don't think my wife knows too much about watches. Now the watch in my hand is a Habring II Felix Doppel 38 Panda. It's a watch that was created by watchmaker Richard Habring in conjunction with the business mindset of his wife Maria, thus bringing the brand name Habring II, husband and wife team. A very short history lesson. Richard Habring is a former watchmaker for IWC and A. Lange & Söhne, and now he's making watches under his own brand, Habring II. Now I was lucky enough to get hands-on with this watch thanks to Peter from Define Watches. Define Watches is an authorised dealer of Habring and many other unique brands. The shop is based up in Noosa here in Australia, so I'd like to give Peter a big shout out because when I saw this on his website, I asked if I could have a look at it, and 2 days later, the watch was on my doorstep. Now the watch that I've got in my hand, it's a dress watch, and a sporty one at that. But the attention to detail and high quality finishing really complements that beautifully designed case. A side profile demonstrates just how nice that bezel is integrated into the case. It's got a combination of high polishing and fine satin brushing. It's absolutely superb. Now this watch is classified as a mono pusher chronograph. However, as you can see, you've got two pushers, one on the right and one on the left. And the one on the right, it operates the chronograph. It's basically start, stop and reset. As you can see, we can start the chronograph, we can stop it, and we can reset it. That's a mono pusher. However, the second pusher is used to reveal another seconds hand. So when I start the chronograph, if I turn around and press that seconds pusher, as you can see, there's a split second. So it measures one timing event while the chronograph continues to measure a second timing event. That is superb. And if you've pressed that again, it catches up. So you can do a second timing event, or a third, or a fourth. That is superb. And when you press the stop function and reset that, there's so many variations you can do. I really like this watch. I really like what Richard has done with his movement. It's quite ingenious actually. And turning the watch over is where all the magic is. This movement is 100% in-house effort. The original architecture was based on a Valjoux 7750, however, Richard has completely redesigned and rebuilt this into what we see here today. The Habring A11R H1. It's a hand-wound 48-hour power reserve, mono pusher chronograph. It features split seconds hand, 28,800 vibrations per hour, amagnetic escapement, shockproof. It's got a cam and oscillating clutch pinion wheel, so it's a really well designed and a really well hand finished movement. And that's the art of watchmaking. Now if I turn my attention to the case of this watch, it's stainless steel but it's in three parts. The diameter of the actual case itself is 38.4mm. However, that bezel is 41mm. It's got a double sealed crown as well as a sapphire case back, and the total weight on this strap comes in at exactly 77 grams. And on the wrist, this watch fits like a glove. It is harkening to a style of yesteryear with modern materials, modern design, beautifully executed. That height is superb. And the comfort factor on this leather strap is also sublime. If I ever wanted to live with a one watch collection, something nice, something practical, something clean, something legible, this is it. It's absolutely beautiful. The finer attention to detail, I'm really loving what I'm seeing here. Now referring to that dial, I did say it's black and white, however it's really opaline silver. It's got very fine vertical brushing, and it gives this watch an air of elegance and quality. Both the subdials have extremely fine concentric circles, and that itself gives off a very slight sunburst effect in different light. And a surprise to me was the handset and markers. They're actually lume filled. I really like it when the details extend to this level in a sporty dress watch. That's pretty cool. And for us as enthusiasts having an appreciation for watches, it's these finer things and attention to technical skills required to produce such a watch like this. The printing is very crisp, excellent balance and symmetry in that dial. It's got subtle curves in unexpected areas. I can go on and on and on with a watch like this. I must say I'm extremely impressed with the elegant feel that this watch is giving me. And that's on the dial side of things only. The hand winding experience is absolutely sublime. Listen to this. It's very clean and crisp, yet subtle and delicate with a feeling of class. You know what? I really like this watch. It's a tool, it's an instrument. It's classical, it's clean, but it's beautifully made. Lastly, looking once more at that sapphire exhibition case back, it reveals that beautifully designed workhorse, elaborately hand finished with polished edges, decorative engraving, some pelage. It's really nice to look at the heart of this watch and get a closer connection with its unique character. You know, having this watch for several days and looking at it, experiencing it, in the scheme of things, Habring only makes a handful of watches when compared to modern brands. And in saying that, this classic Panda with its blued hands and superb design language, it's a modern classic in every sense. Thanks for watching.